Hi friends, welcome back. So today we are going to see what is the use of observable object in SwiftUI and how we can implement it. So let's get started. So let me first open Xcode and we will create one new project, single view application. Let's name it observable object demo. Make sure Swift language is selected and SwiftUI is the user interface. Don't check these boxes because we are not going to use it. Let's save it on desktop. Okay, so let me just click resume here. So as you know, we use API calls in our projects and we want to download data from the API response. So once that data is downloaded, you will save that data and you then want your view to reflect with that data. So to send the data from the model classes to your main view class, or we can say content view, we use observable object. So it's basically work as a reactive framework. I will explain you how we can use that. So let's get started. First we will create one new class for our model. Like we will assume that we are getting the data in this class from any API. So for the understanding that, I will take an example of timer. So let's create our own new class. I will name it as my timer and let's import SwiftUI, and also we want to import combined framework here. It's a reactive framework from Apple, so this will help us to use observable object in SwiftUI. So let me create a class. Let's name it my timer. So always have a good practice to name your class and file should be same. So that is the practice you should follow. Then what we want is, whenever the value of our data is getting changed or getting updated, we want our content view to reflect that value on our view. So for understanding that, we will create one timer and we will keep on updating that timer, and we want that timer value should be reflecting on our main view every second. So for that we will use observed object. So obviously we will have one value as a timer value. Let it will be an integer obviously, so we'll initialize it with 0, and in this our my timer class we will have one init function, which will gets called when we create an instance or object of this class in our main content view. So whenever it gets called, we should start the timer. So for that I will write a function in this init method, which will keep on updating the timer. So inside timer class, so this is the Apple timer framework. Inside this we have this function schedule timer. We will use that. So what it will do is it will schedule timer with interval, means every 1 second I want this timer to get update, so I will pass 1 here. Then yes, I want to repeat it after every second, so I will say true. And instead of just using this block, I will create a block here, and we will take value of timer t here. Now what I want is, whenever I get a new value of timer, I want to update this timer value. So I will simply do timer value plus equal to 1. So what it will do is it will increase my timer with 1 value every second. Okay, so this is normal my timer class, and in this class what I will do is I will create instance of that my timer class. So I will create a instance as current timer value with my timer. Okay, and now I want to display the value here. So I will use string interpolation, since it will return an integer value, and inside this will display our value of the timer. So yeah, this is the one which we have created here. So as you can see now, if I try to run it, it should display the current value. So what happens here is, first we create instance of our mytimer class. So whenever we write like this, it will call this function and it will call the init method, and inside that it will update the value of self dot timer value. So this value gets updated, and since this is getting updated, our content view will also completely gets updated, because here it is, we are assigning a new value. So let me just click resume here. Okay, so looks like this actually simulate this canvas is not working properly, so I will run it on this actual simulator. Okay, let's wait for it to get loaded. So as you can see, it is displaying the value as 0, but it is not updating per every second. So to achieve that, we will use observable object. So let me just increase the font here so it will be easily visible for you if it is not visible. Now I have increased the font. Okay, so let's go to our this class and let's see how we can use the observable object here. So first what you have to do is, you have to declare or confirm your class as a observable. So don't get confused between observed and observable. So here we have to confirm it as observable object, which means my class will be this class will be waiting for the changes to be get published. So basically there are two concepts, publisher and subscriber. So this class is going to get a value, so it is going to be publishing the values, and this class is going to wait for the changes, so it is a subscriber. So as soon as this is going to publish the value, it will subscribe, it will already be subscribed, and it will watch for the changes and it will update the view. So by declaring as observable object, when you write confirm a class as observable object, then you must have a property inside your class which will be called as @published. So the property which you want to be whose value should be published, you will declare it as a published property. So what happens is, as soon as this value gets changed, and since it is a published variable, so it will publish the value, and now here we want to subscribe to that published property. So we will write here observed. This time it is the observed, not observable. It is observed. So since it is declared as observed, it will wait for the pair of properties to be published, and as soon as the properties get published, it will update the value here. So let's see if it is going to reflect on our simulator or not, or let's run it on the actual simulator. Okay, so this is the previous value. Okay, there you go. Now you can see that it is reflecting each and every second, the value is getting reflected. So this is basically, you have got data in this mytimer class, and as soon as the data gets changed, you are reflecting those changes on your main view using the observable object. So thank you for watching this video, and if you have any doubts, please ask them in the comments. Thank you.